really, what does the core do? So the core really provides, number one, the core provides some spinal mobility. So while we often think that the core muscles are just stabilizers, because they are, they're also the muscles responsible for mobilizing your spine through flexion, extension, lateral flexion, and rotation. So they really allow for your motion to occur because when they contract, they either create flexion, extension, side bend, or rotation. And that's critical. We need spinal mobility for movement. So our core helps with all those movements. Number two thing that the core does is it provides trunk stability. And again, this is the main one that we think of when we're thinking of core because we always hear core stability. But during different lifting activities or lifting up over your head, picking something up off the floor, pushing, pulling, these muscles really provide stability to the spine so that you have something firm to pull off of. The third way that the core really works and what it really does is balance. And here's one that we don't always think about, but your core muscles aid in maintaining your balance when you're just standing still. So when you're just standing there, you're constantly having the core fire to give you stability in your pelvis and your trunk so you could just maintain your posture. Well, what about when someone bumps you? Your brain and your trunk recognize that abrupt force of someone bumping you and that change in balance. And your core muscles then react to help keep your body upright. Sometimes when we get bumped and we hit the ground, either the force is too great or it just takes us off our center and our core cannot pull us back into midline because our core isn't functioning well. So balance is another critical part that our core plays. The fourth way is breathing and trunk stability. I mean, think of your diaphragm is one of the major muscles that controls your breathing, and it has this inverted U shape that lies right under your lower ribs. So it flattens as it contracts, allowing room for your lungs to expand when it takes in a breath, and it creates this negative pressure that draws air into your lungs. So conversely, when your diaphragm relaxes, it compresses your lung cavity, forcing your air out of your lungs, very similar to like bagpipes. So in addition to that, your diaphragm can also isometrically contract to hold your breath when you're straining to lift something heavy, and that action also supports your trunk to avoid injury and to maintain stability. So the diaphragm is part of that core stability as well.